VMware Explore presentations contain forward-looking statements, including statements regarding the expected benefits of VMware's strategy, growth opportunities, and offerings, as well as the announced proposed acquisition of VMware by Broadcom that are subject to risks and uncertainties. Actual results and outcomes may differ materially as a result of various risk factors, including those described in the Forms 10K, 10Q, and 8K that VMware files with the SEC. These forward-looking statements are made as of the initial date of this presentation, and VMware assumes no obligation to, and does not currently intend to, update them.
Do I look at that one? Okay, great. Yeah, that's right.
AI has been around for a long, long time, and it's always been an important technology.
It is surprising how much of the public imagination it has captured.
Generative AI is going to transform practically every application.
It's helping people, for example, reach customers in new ways.
Generating videos, generating stories, language learning.
It's improving employee productivity in being able to search and get answers rapidly and accurately across the full corpus of information that your organization holds.
It's heavy in R&D. We believe it'll help us make better products.
What AI is going to allow us to do is fundamentally rethink many business processes.
Every aspect of the enterprise can benefit from AI.
AI can be seen as having a machine learning pipeline, and if you follow the pipeline, the basic start of all the issues is who's defining the problems at the start. And this is where you need diverse people with different characteristics who feel included, who feel comfortable speaking up.
As much as we want to use the technology, it's so important for our data to be protected.
And we're working with not just other companies, but also governments to ensure the right policies are designed around these models to protect their use.
We need to bolt on security protections, cyber protections at the onset of these systems.
What generative AI really allows you to do is really think differently about how do you use your intellectual property.
And for any meaningful enterprise, their data lives in all types of locations. Distributed computing and multi-cloud will be at the very foundation of AI. There's no way to separate these two.
Our job is how do we make multi-cloud possible and easy, both in terms of private clouds and public clouds, but also across multiple public cloud vendors.
AI, as it's going now, can really break down any sort of barriers with communicating with anyone around the world. And so potentially that could lead to very good outcomes, people innovating on top of one another, being able to pool knowledge and that kind of thing.
That's what perhaps makes it exciting, that we are on new, uncharted territory.
I think this is an explosive, exciting new technology.
What AI to us now is taking the power of digital and the skills to understand different personas and putting that behind a simple interface. That's enormously powerful.
It is going to require all of us to learn new things, but I think it also is going to unlock tremendous opportunity and potential for all of us.
So what this is going to do in the long run is enable us to understand global scale problems in a much deeper fashion, and therefore create new solutions that we can hardly even imagine today.
Please welcome Raghu Raghuram.
Hello and welcome to VMware Explore 2023. And a warm welcome to those of you joining us online as well. It's great to be here with the VMware community, the thousands of our customers that have traveled all the way here, and our partners, and of course, the VMware team. Now, this year marks the 25th year of our community. Isn't that awesome? 25 great years. And thank you for your trust in VMware. Over the last 25 years, we have had some amazing innovations together, and we got phenomenal milestones. One of the most important milestones of the last 25 years came last May when we decided to join forces with Broadcom. Now, over the last year, I've spent a lot of time with Hock Tan, Broadcom's CEO, and I know that he's spent a lot of time with all of you, meeting hundreds of you in one-on-one and group meetings. And I can tell you today that he's even more excited by the potential of VMware than he was last May. We asked him to say a few words, and let's watch.
Well, thank you for inviting me to say a few words here at VMware Explore. I've said this before, and it's worth repeating. The proposed combination of Broadcom and VMware is pro-competitive and will deliver great value. It will advance the vision of workloads running in a multi-cloud environment. Our combined customers and partners will have access to a stable, growing, and powerful multi-cloud platform underpinned by world-class security and enabling them to accelerate innovation for all their applications. And once this transaction closes, we will focus on investing in VMware products and services. In fact, Broadcom will immediately invest an additional $2 billion a year to better unlock customer value. Now, half of that investment will be focused on R&D. The other half will focus on helping to accelerate deployment of VMware solutions through VMware and partner professional services. Broadcom will invest in growing VMware's partner ecosystem to help them grow their own businesses and better support our mutual customers. Now, the transaction is progressing well. We're in advanced stages of regulatory review, and we're working very well with the regulators. We're highly confident this transaction will close within Broadcom's fiscal 2023. The potential of what Broadcom and VMware can do together for customers is just simply enormous.
Hock, thanks for being here. And a warm welcome to all the members of the Broadcom team here with us today. So now there are two key themes for this talk, and in fact, over the next 3 days that you'll hear over and over again: multi-cloud and generative AI. Let's start with multi-cloud. A few years ago, when we first talked about multi-cloud, very few of you were doing multi-cloud. But today, more than 75% of you are using 2 public clouds or more. You're using a private cloud, and you're building out your edge. This is multi-cloud, and it's here today. That's an everyday part of your reality. At VMware, we are focused on helping you be successful in your multi-cloud journey by helping you adopt what we call a cloud-smart approach. The cloud-smart approach is about finding the right infrastructure for the right application and taking an architected approach to your cloud journey and tying it all together with common management and networking and security so that you achieve your digital transformation even faster while optimizing your expenses. So at VMware, we created a whole set of cross-cloud services to help you along in this journey, to help you accelerate your application delivery, to modernize your cloud infrastructure, to deliver on the vision of autonomous workspaces, and build out the software-defined edge. Many of you have been very successful on this journey over the last year. And here is a great example of a company using multi-cloud as the foundation for their AI innovation. Let's watch.
Whilst this is a magnificent part of the planet, we are subject to lots of extreme weather, cyclones, floods, bushfires, heart-wrenching events when customers and businesses and communities are impacted. Here at Suncorp, we provide a range of financial services, banking and insurance to customers in Australia and New Zealand.
Suncorp browser, though, to access language AI.
We've been experimenting and piloting large language models for some time. We're now using geospatial information.
Look at the way the road's mapped out.
This is the ability to be able to use all of that visual imagery around houses, and especially situations in our claims when there are flood or other natural hazards.
The world of work is changing, we know that.
We've recently launched sophisticated AI-enabled personalisation tools. We need scalability, we need cost-effective compute, and we need the ability to apply those technologies in quite differentiated ways in different parts of our business. Our cloud strategy is tightly coupled with the opportunities we see from leveraging AI, both now and well into the future.
We have migrated those from on-prem into the cloud. Now, it was a really tough migration. It was probably one of our more complex that we've had to do to date.
After seeing VMware do its thing in the cloud, it makes sense. It's as simple as right-click, and it just vMotions it from on-premise to the cloud. It's just incredible.
So if we can see a migration total from this week.
Gone are the days where we have a whole bunch of IT people in a dark room with pizza being slid under the door, and being able to leverage the multi-cloud means that we've got more agility than ever and more services than ever to actually make sure that we've got resilient data that is getting to our customers and our stakeholders faster than ever.
Now, over the last year, we've been working really hard on our multi-cloud innovation. And Sumit's going to go deeper into our innovations in a second. And I'll be back later to talk about our AI strategy. Sumit?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I get the pleasure to talk about amazing innovations our engineering team has been working on and we are delivering at this conference. We have been working across our portfolio. So I'm going to dive in, starting with modernizing cloud infrastructure. Over the course of last several years, we have built VMware Cloud Foundation, built on top of the technology we all love, vSphere, with virtual storage, networking, automation, all integrated. Over the course of last year, we know all of you have been busy optimizing your cloud usage. During that time, we have seen over 30% growth in consumption of our VMware Cloud Foundation technologies. One can say this may be the fastest growing cloud at this point in time. Why? Simple. Lower cost, better security, higher resiliency. In fact, we did a study with some of you. Over 170% ROI in 3 years. 66% reduction in network and security operations. Just something that appliance-based models and hardware-based systems can't provide. Now, it's all rainbows and unicorn, isn't it? So why are we here? Let's all go to the blackjack tables. Except we know it's not perfect. You're all looking for a better infrastructure management, better security, more capabilities for networking, as well as storage. Today, I'm going to be talking about 5 innovations we are unveiling as part of what you see here, VMware Cloud. VMware Cloud is built on VMware Cloud Foundation, both on-premise as well as in our partner cloud, with common services that connect them together. So let's talk about these 5 innovations. First, built into VMware Cloud Foundation is vSAN, something we all love. It's storage that you can scale with your compute. Today, we're making an amazing announcement that changes the world of storage. vSAN Max, ability for you to have petabyte scale disaggregated storage. So for your modern workloads, modern databases that require a disaggregated storage system, you can have that, but still manage it just like you manage vSAN. Best of both worlds. Second, now infrastructure management can sometimes feel like painting the Golden Gate Bridge. By the time you're done, you have to restart. We're changing that. With new vSphere Plus, you can plan and upgrade your entire ESXi fleet that may be distributed across multiple vCenter environments, all easily, centrally. And if you're a VMware Cloud Foundation customer, you don't have to do any more migrations. Seamless in-place upgrades, 3 times faster than prior releases, and hundreds of steps that are required for things like adding workloads, domains, have been fully automated so they can be performed in simple clicks. Next, and the one I believe is going to change the networking, true multi-cloud networking with NSX+. It's an evolution of NSX. Project North Star that we announced at our conference last year now comes to you, delivering a full SaaS-based L2 to L7 multi-cloud networking, which means you get to define your policies once and apply them across any cloud, which means you get deep visibility for all your networking and security policies across any cloud in one place, something that no appliances can ever provide. Fourth, making the infrastructure developer ready. We did that by giving you scalable Kubernetes orchestration along with our VMware Cloud Foundation solution. Now, we're giving you the ability to create VPCs for your DevOps team on demand, all using APIs, just like they're used to doing in a public cloud. And fifth, ransomware recovery. We launched this offering last year, giving you the ability to recover from ransomware 75% faster. And today, we're extending it by giving you ability to have options for public cloud. And you can run your production workloads in public cloud while your primary infrastructure is being fully recovered. All automated. You don't have to think about ransomware recovery through the lens of just storage appliances. So, with VMware Cloud, vSAN Max, NSX+, VPCs, ability for ransomware completely unique in the market, and brand new lifecycle services. In addition, our partners like Oracle, IBM, and Equinix are making it easy for you to get full VMware Cloud on their environments. What do you think? I know this. Each one of you will love VMware Cloud. That's why we want to make it easy for you. Regardless of where you are in your journey, you can adopt VMware Cloud Edition that fits you. It comes in 5 editions, and you're going to enjoy the one that best fits you. Next, app delivery. Many of you are setting up platform teams whose jobs are to enable your developers to develop their applications quickly, optimize their environment continuously, and operate them seamlessly. Now, there is a gap between developers using Kubernetes in an easy fashion. So as a result, platform teams have to get technologies from this extremely complex ecosystem. That's the tooling that's available for you to build a great developer experience. That's not scalable. VMware Tanzu's objective is to simplify it, giving you a platform. And that's what Tanzu Application Platform is designed for. Last year, we introduced it with great capabilities. Great capabilities that included developer portal, as well as Kubernetes operations. And our customers that have adopted it are finding they can deliver their applications 40% faster. And today, we're introducing something amazing, Tanzu Application Engine as part of our platform. Tanzu Application Engine creates an abstraction between the infrastructure as well as applications, so that your platform teams can set up capabilities that are more infrastructure-oriented, high availability, scaling requirements, security requirements, and those have been completely abstracted for the developers. When developers build their applications, those properties are automatically provisioned for those apps and stay that way. Less burden and complexity for developers and peace of mind for your platform engineering team. Best of all, it works across different Kubernetes clusters and any Kubernetes, including AKS and EKS, a true multi-cloud solution. In addition to Tanzu Application Platform, we have Tanzu Intelligence Services, a full suite of services designed for you to continually optimize your cost, security, and performance. Now, you may have looked at Tanzu portfolio before, but this solution, I encourage you to learn more about it through this conference. We have evolved and innovated rapidly. Next, autonomous workspace. Now, I'm going to go off on a limb here. I know managing infrastructure and applications can be hard, but it's a lot harder to manage end users. You see a lot of smiling faces here, but we all know it takes a lot to get them there. They're demanding. People want their apps to be available fast. Instead of 70 hours, give it to me in 1 hour. We all want problems to be resolved quickly. The hardest ones don't take days, do it in an hour. Our Anywhere Workspace solution can do that because it integrates 3 key capabilities into one solution: virtual apps and desktops, endpoint management, as well as digital experience management. And today, we're making it better. We're introducing enhancements to our DEX insights, giving you more data points, such as SaaS applications, and more intelligence to be able to resolve the issues faster, and apps on demand. In addition to supporting Horizon and Citrix, our app volumes technology gives you a single hub for your applications, including persistent VDI, Azure Virtual Desktop, and AWS's AppStream. Next, software-defined edge. I think this may be an area which will drive a huge era of innovation going forward. Across every industry, from retail to government services, hospitality, healthcare, you're looking at edge to drive innovation. For example, Audi, a customer of ours in the manufacturing sector, is completely revamping and driving faster innovation for their new e-tron car using our software-defined edge technology in their industrial control systems. Earlier this year, we introduced VMware Edge Compute Stack. It delivers right infrastructure on the edge that's fully programmable so that the workloads get what they need for the service levels that are required on the edge. Today, we're adding a major capability to our product, Zero Touch. With VMware Edge Cloud Orchestrator technology, part of our solution, all the configurations for the workloads and the infrastructure are pulled using Git-style operations, so that regardless of connectivity, regardless of the ephemeral nature of workloads on the edge, they're always consistent and always up to date. I know you want to try it. Go to our booth. You're not going to miss it. A big F-150. You're not going to miss it, and I know you will love it. So we're innovating across our entire portfolio. Amazing innovations, and we're proud of it. In addition to being proud of our innovations, we're also proud of how our customers use our innovations. One such great customer of ours is Aon. Please join me in welcoming Rajiv Khanna from Aon. Rajiv. Rajiv, welcome, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So I know a bit about Aon, but maybe the audience doesn't. So let's start there. Tell us a little bit about Aon.
Yeah, sure. Aon is a large professional global services organization. We focus on risk, retirement, health, and talent.
and that's categorized into risk capital and human capital. There are 50,000 colleagues across the globe that work in 120 countries, and their key focus is to help our clients make better decisions.
So large company, probably regulated, lots of distributed nature. I'm sure that resonates with some of the audience here. Now, you're an athlete, and I know in sports we talk about offense, defense. And a lot of times we say it comes into the leadership and in the technology leadership as well. What are your thoughts on the offense-defense approach in terms of technology leadership?
Yeah, look, I mean, offense and defense resonates with us. As a company, on the offense side, we have to be able to deliver innovative solutions that meet the client needs in the moment when they need it. That's the offense side. On the defense side, we are in a data business. We manage a lot of data on behalf of our clients and our colleagues, and that has to be protected. And we have to do this in the most cost-effective way, because that's what generates more opportunity to do the innovation work and being able to drive the value for the organization.
So where does multi-cloud fit into the whole offense-defense?
Look, our multi-cloud strategy has both of those in consideration. So if you think about our approach is really around wherever we have applications that are strategic, we modernize, we move them to the cloud, and they use native capabilities. We have lots of legacy. We have environments that cannot be upgraded, or it will take time to upgrade. So we are using the VMware Cloud to move to the public cloud as well. And then we have private cloud that's built on top of vRealize, NXX, and we made that decision to go to a software-defined network and software-defined data center about 5 years ago. And it's the product, as products evolve, we are evolving with it.
You have been a great innovator with us, pushed us for innovation, and at this point in time, you're using our VMware Cloud sort of technology on both ends. What are your thinking in terms of how that's changed, especially in networking, security, and just compliance area?
Yeah, look, I mean, the security and compliance, and given the regulatory nature of work, and I think every organization has to protect the data that they deal with. So with NSX, when we created the environments, we can actually create these multiple zones, and we can protect them within those zones without having to create these new environments. And as we move to the VMware Cloud, we're able to actually bring the same policy and the constructs into that environment as well, and be able to manage that through consistency across the two environments.
We introduced NSX Plus today. Any thoughts on that?
Look, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to have the team get their hands on it, because we've been looking for that consistency irrespective of which environment we manage. We want better security. We want better policies. We want to be able to implement the construct across the environment irrespective of where the workloads are running.
It's true multi-cloud networking. I know your teams have inspired us, given us input in it, and they'll love it. Shifting gears, AI and Gen AI, both. What's your posture on the overall technology, and what's the firm doing to adopt it?
Yeah, look, AI is not a new thing for us. We have lots of solutions that actually have AI embedded into those solutions. Generative AI is actually creating a new bit of excitement, or actually lots of excitement within the environment. It's actually opening up imaginations of a lot of people as to what this technology can possibly do. But at the same time, there are some concerns and cautions that we are very much aware of. So things like legal usage, privacy, compliance, accuracy, all of those things are part of the consideration. So I would say we are very excited, but it's somewhat cautious as to how quickly we move into this.
Excited and cautious. Let's start with excitement. How many use cases, what are you thinking about on just the excitement end?
Yeah, look, I mean, especially in February when the generative AI and the ChatGPT came out into the public domain, there's lots of people reaching out. They have lots of great ideas. So we actually opened that up in terms of gathering the suggestions and ideas that people have. We've gathered over 50 ideas at this point in time. In the early days of the whole process, we managed to do some demos for the leadership team in terms of art of the possible. And now that's actually helped us drive what we do with these 50 ideas. And at this point in time, we have 5 of those 50 that we are taking to the next phase and really sort of doing the proof of value, proof of concept, and really sort of testing our hypothesis before we go into production. But there's a long list of things that we have on our backlog. And as we get ourselves more comfortable, the organization gets more comfortable, and we address some of the cautionary things that we have to address, I fundamentally believe this is going to change how we go to market, how do we serve our clients and our colleagues.
What are you looking for from the industry, the ecosystem, including VMware, to help you with that excited but cautionary state you're in?
Look, I mean, doing this in a secure manner is a critical component. We don't want to go, as I said, we are being cautious. There's an opportunity for us to go faster, but we are purposely holding back a little bit. We want that openness. We want the choice as to where we run these workloads, because that is a determination of, once again, different regions, different environments. Cost is a consideration as well. So we want that openness, and I think VMware, as to what you've done with the multi-cloud, I think there's an opportunity for VMware to step up and actually do the same for these different types of workloads that are going to need a little bit of different way of thinking about it.
Now, we have announced a lot of exciting innovations, but there's more to come, and I bet we can address your requirements.
I look forward to it.
Rajiv, thank you for your partnership, your friendship. Thank you for coming here, sharing your thoughts. Please give it up for Rajiv.
Thank you very much.
Now, we talked about multi-cloud, just the preview of what you're going to learn in this conference. Now, we talk about Gen AI. And to talk about that, I'm going to hand it over back to Raghu. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumit. Thank you, Rajiv. That was great summary of all the multi-cloud innovations that we are announcing at the show today. Now, let's shift gears and talk about generative AI. Look, it's very clear that there is a whole new wave of innovation that's happening for applications that are going to be powered by AI. So much so, 5, 10 years from now, calling something AI-powered would be like calling today's application database-powered or something, right? So it'll be commonplace. But before we get into what it means for applications and infrastructure, let's spend a few minutes about why we are saying this, right? So let's look back 40 years ago when the PC first came about. The PC delivered 100x or more improvement in the economics of computing. And that's why it was possible to reimagine enterprise applications and consumer applications, and a whole new wave of applications got built. Similarly, when the web came about, there was 100x or more improvement in communication costs and access. So this, again, sparked a whole new wave of application innovation, which we are experiencing even today. Think about when the mobile phone came about. I would say there was 100x improvement in application experience, in the economics of delivering a fantastic application experience, digital experience, as we call it, right? And that's why you have billions of mobile apps in all of our pockets today. Similarly, with generative AI, the promise is this. The promise is there is potentially 100x improvement in the economics of creativity, of creating content of all types, of creating knowledge, of consuming knowledge, right? That is one of the key reasons why we think this is going to unlock a whole new wave of application innovation. And there is a second, equally important reason. As Rajiv talked about, until now, AI has been very, very use case specific in the domain of specialists. You had a use case, you created an AI model for it, and then you built your application on top of the model. You needed a lot of data scientists. Second use case came along, you had to go build another model, right, and another application. That's why AI is not an enterprise fabric today. But with generative AI, here is what's different. These foundation models, or large language models, have general applicability. It's not just for a specific use case. Even more important, the way you interact with it is not through a programming language or a formal programming language. The way you interact with it is through natural language, which means literally everybody in your enterprise can interact with it. So the combination of this universal access and general purpose model, combined with the 100x improvement in the economics of creativity, means you can think about all sorts of applications that were never possible before. across all of your enterprise domains, marketing domains, supply chain, customer experience, building new software, legal applications, you name it. In fact, this is why McKinsey is estimating that there is going to be $4.4 trillion of economic value created every year due to generative AI. Hey, Amy.
How are you?
Good. Good to see you here.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Ollie, VMware General Counsel.
Well, thank you, Raghu.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Yeah. I heard you talking about legal implications, and I figured I'd just jump on stage and jump into the conversation.
Yes.
Honestly, seriously, AI has tremendous opportunity, Raghu, as you were saying, to transform not just legal, but the entire enterprise. But you know, Raghu, as lawyers, right, we have to dig into the details.
Yes.
And we found several challenges, you know, and that are really significant. 3 that we've been navigating here at VMware is number 1 is really all about privacy. But number 1 is really about IP. Sort of, you know, things we discuss, Raghu, about like who owns the data.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, who has rights to the data, the IP used in that model, you know, important questions to be answered. The second one all surrounds privacy, you know, of the data itself, of the organization's data. Who's going to protect that data? Right? And the last one is really all about access and control to the model itself. And my concern, you know, as a lawyer, I always give you sort of not such good news.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
My concern is that if we really don't address those 3 issues,
yes,
right?
keep us on the straight and narrow.
Right, we're going to not let AI in the enterprise really reach its full potential.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, actually. When I talk to CIOs and CEOs, these are exactly the same themes that come up, and you heard Rajiv talk about it as well. So if you step back and think about the whole process of this, right? So you have 3 big stages, simplistically speaking, right? First, you choose a foundation model. Then you train it using your domain-specific data, fine-tuning as it's sometimes called. And then you serve it out to your applications and users, a process that's called inferencing, right? And there are privacy implications to each one of these, how it gets built up and how it gets served. So we formed a new organization called VMware AI Labs more than a year ago and put them to work on this problem of solving the objections that Amy talked about while coming up with an architecture.
And it was a great opportunity for the lawyers to be able to work with the engineers in solving problems.
Absolutely. So it was a giant effort. And they did come up with an answer. And the answer is what we call private AI. What is private AI? It is an architectural approach that balances all those tremendous business gains that you saw, or that is possible with AI, right, with the privacy and the compliance needs of the organization.
And Raghu, I'm telling you, every GC, all my peers in every industry around the world are grappling with these issues today. And if honestly we can nail it, legal will be totally on board.
That's great.
And by the way, I'm happy to volunteer to go on a few sales calls with you even.
Awesome,
Close some
love
deals.
it. Love it, love it. Sumit, give her a quota.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Raghu.
Yes. So we talked about your private data. Now, ask yourself the question, where is your private data, right? Is it in one place? Absolutely not, right? It is in the multiple public clouds that you use. It is in your private cloud. It is actually getting generated on a minute-by-minute basis at the edge. So instead of taking all of your data to the cloud, you got to get your compute and your AI to where the data is. That is as important a requirement as the private AI requirement. This is inherently a multi-cloud problem. And so the solution has to be a multi-cloud solution. Besides these 2, right, let's also be clear. There is not going to be one model that rules it all. You're going to have multiple models, depending upon the industry and so on, right? And you want to have a choice. You can't be tied to one model. And if this is going to be an enterprise-wide infrastructure and an enterprise-wide platform, if you will, you got to think about the cost. You got to think about the performance. You got to think about compliance aspects of it. So the VMware AI Labs went out and looked for answers. And there were no answers that were available. and they had to build it all out. If you could build it out, but it's a very complex undertaking, and the VMware AI Labs were building it for months. In addition, we worked very closely with a very strategic partner, and that strategic partner is NVIDIA. And we came up with a joint offering. Today, we are excited to announce VMware Private AI Foundation with NVIDIA. This is a joint offering of both NVIDIA and VMware put together. Now, you can see all these boxes, and you wonder what that means. So let's talk about those boxes. But before we do that, I want to invite on stage a very special guest. I can tell you that back in 2013, when I was talking to him, he said, hey, the vision is accelerated computing. It makes too much of a sense not to happen. And here we are at the center of the accelerating computing universe with AI. Please join me in welcoming Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA. All right. Good to see you. Good to see you. We'll talk about that in a second. All right. So, Jensen, thank you for being here. We know it's a very busy time for you. Now, this is quite an exciting product that the teams have put together. In your view, what do you think customers are going to be most excited about when they see this and when they get to play with this?
Thanks for having me, everybody. Raghu, it's great to see you. Today is such an important day. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. We've been working together for many years on this dream, on this vision that we're going to talk to you about. A quarter of a century ago, VMware reinvented enterprise computing and defines it to this day. VMware is the operating system of how the world's companies are run. 300,000 companies around the world are run on VMware. Well, today, we're reinventing enterprise computing after a quarter of a century in order to transition to the future, in order to transition to accelerated computing and generative AI. Now, our teams, hundreds of engineers, worked on this for several years. This is groundbreaking computer science. Think about this. Instead of virtualizing applications to run on CPUs, we virtualized the GPU. We made it possible for VMware to run bare metal performance with all of its security and all of its manageability and vMotion capabilities across multiple GPUs, multiple nodes, to process these giant language models, and also to be able to deploy it end-to-end, and to be completely multi-cloud. NVIDIA's GPUs are in every cloud. They're on-prem and servers everywhere. And VMware is everywhere. And so for the very first time, enterprises around the world will be able to do private AI. Private AI at scale, deploy it into your company, and know that it's fully secure and be multi-cloud.
Thank you. That is exactly. You should go out on the sales call with me as well.
Hey, I'm his best sales guy.
Yes. And do you want to point out any specific NVIDIA capabilities that are in the solution that you're particularly excited by?
Well, if you look at the stack, this stack, the number of engineers that worked on this is really quite extraordinary, and the amount of innovation is incredible. We have, of course, the ability to train AI models, the ability to fine-tune AI models in order to deploy AI models across multiple GPUs, large language models. You take this large language model, which doesn't run on one computer, and you distribute it across multiple GPUs and multiple computers, and inference it, produce the tokens, interact with you, basically at human speed. And so it's really quite amazing.
Yeah, that's right. And we had to do a number of technical advancements in VMware Cloud Foundation. Every aspect of VMware Cloud Foundation, like you pointed out, the networking stack, there are very onerous demands on it, and we had to do a lot of things. The other thing, like you pointed out, you need a lot of GPUs. And we are able to group up to 16 GPUs into a single VM where the model is running, right, in order to make it available, all the compute power available, and the storage, getting all the data from storage directly into your GPU memory. That took quite some bit of doing as well.
GPU direct storage, GPU direct copy. I mean, it's really quite amazing.
And then additional software components like the vector database and so on and so forth. There is a lot of technology packed into this. So the
this
idea
is an incredible slide, frankly. The
Yes.
amount of R&D that went into the slide is incredible. Not to mention all of the partners that worked with us.
Exactly.
Both of our partners.
Yes, indeed.
The world's enterprise systems makers.
Yep.
Dell, HP Enterprise, Lenovo, and many, many others have worked with us on a suite of some 100 servers that are going to be VMware Private AI Foundation ready. And these servers are available starting this month. It's got brand new GPUs designed with transformer engines for large language models. We invented a new NIC for it called Bluefield, a smart NIC that makes it possible for these to scale. And so all of this technology came together on this day. The reinvention of the future of enterprise computing.
Yep. Choice of LLMs, like you said, bare metal performance, in some cases actually a little better as well, and faster time to value. Now let's talk about faster time to value. One of the things you always said, hey, you got to make it dead easy for data scientists and developers, and your team built this workflow. Can you talk a little bit about this workflow?
Well, it's kind of like the 1, 2, 3 slide that you did.
Yeah.
Number one, the first thing that you have to do, we have this thing called NVIDIA AI Workbench that makes it possible for you to automatically pull down from registries or your enterprise data center or from NVIDIA's NGC the necessary runtimes and frameworks that are relatively complicated. The amount of software that's necessary to essentially create what is called an AI cloud is really complicated. And so AI Workbench pulls it all together. The second thing is we have the NeMo framework that makes it possible for you to fine-tune, to do supervised fine-tuning, to do guardrailing, to do augmentation with your own private data through your vector database. And then third, to create a chatbot, and then lastly, to deploy it. All of that runs on the VMware AI Private AI Foundation. The entire runtime, it's multi-cloud. It's been tested, and should be easy peasy.
Yeah, I'm super excited by this. But even more exciting with the slide.
After all this technology, that's our value proposition. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. There you go. Right? This is a great slide, but there's something even more exciting, especially for this audience, that you've brought along. Can you talk a little bit about this giveaway?
Well, hey, listen, there's only one question anybody asks me these days. How do I get GPUs? And so I went into the NVIDIA lab, and I brought 5 of these, one of a kind in the world. These are 4090 Founder editions, and they're signed by Raghu and myself. Okay, so these are 4090s.
Yes.
And we're going to raffle them off. I don't know exactly how it's done, but apparently one of 5 of you, not one of you. I brought 5, but my understanding is by the time I got on stage, 4 would have been gone. And there would be. But I brought 5, and so 5 lucky attendees of VMware Explore, where the future of computing is happening right now. 5 lucky winners will get a 4090 Founders Edition from Raghu and myself.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Those are not only powerful, they look pretty amazing. Thank you so much, Jensen, for making time.
Congratulations. Thank you, everybody.
It's always energizing talking to that man. And we are very excited about this solution that we just talked about. Now, there is also a tremendous amount of innovation that's going on in the open source community around generative AI, right? And it's not just the open source language models. It is every aspect of the stack, from frameworks to tools to databases, you name it. So we've been working with some of the forward-leading companies in this space, the small companies, but folks that are breaking new ground with open source technology. And with their help, we have built a reference architecture for a VMware Private AI that's entirely built on open source technologies. And later today in the CTO keynote, Chris Wolf, or the Wolf of VMware, as he's called, is going to talk at length about this. Please do not miss it, okay? So that would be great. Now, besides our great solution with NVIDIA and the great solution that we are building as a reference architecture for using open source components, we've got an entire ecosystem of partners that want to participate in building and delivering private AI and bringing it to your enterprises and building applications on top of that. You see many of the names here. We are just getting started. As the months go by, we expect this to be as rich as the VMware ecosystem itself. So when I started the talk, I started with this portfolio slide, where I talked about our cross-cloud services enabling 4 key solution areas for you: accelerating app delivery, modernizing cloud infrastructure, delivering autonomous workspaces, and enabling the software-defined edge. Now, VMware Private AI Foundation enters our portfolio as yet another multi-cloud offering, helping you accelerate AI innovation. Okay? But wait, there's more. We've got even more cool stuff on AI innovation. And to help us with that, it's my pleasure to introduce our America's CTO, Amanda Blevins. Amanda.
Hey, everyone. Thank you, Raghu. So Raghu just laid out our big AI announcement today, how we will help you run your enterprise AI workloads. But we're not stopping there. So Raghu talked about how all of these organizations inside a business benefits from Gen AI. But we haven't talked about the most important one yet: you all. So I have the privilege of announcing Intelligent Assist from VMware. For those of you that are platform engineers, we have VMware Tanzu with Intelligent Assist. VMware Tanzu is the ability to deploy applications, configure applications, find performance and security issues, and reduce your cloud costs. With Intelligent Assist, you'll be able to interact with Tanzu in a conversational chat, natural language interface. And it will also provide recommendations to you. And if you like those recommendations, you'll be able to implement them at a click of a button. For all of you network engineers and security analysts out there, I think you'll really dig NSX Plus Intelligent Assist. So instead of it taking days to find attacks and malicious payloads in your environment, we can help you bring it down to minutes. And once we find that malicious payload, we'll be able to identify what vulnerabilities are associated with it. And not only that, we'll recommend what to implement to mitigate those issues, such as firewall rules or intrusion protection systems. And again, we'll be able to automate implementing those solutions at a click of a button. And for all you end user teams that keep us doing our best work every day, well, you have millions of devices and millions of applications to manage. And so giving you Intelligent Assist with conversational chat to be able to find the issues quickly and solve them before they affect us, and then also be able to implement that solution in an automated way at a click of a button, that is what Intelligent Assist will bring you. And we're not stopping there. Our vision is to help all IT operators through Intelligent Assist. So we covered a lot of tech today. Let me do a quick recap for you. Maybe I can get it down to 30 seconds this time. VMware Cloud with vSAN Max, NSX Plus, and ransomware recovery. We talked about VMware Private AI Foundation, the platform for your enterprise AI workloads. VMware Edge Cloud Orchestrator, a GitOps model for you to be able to manage your entire fleet at the edge. Tanzu Application Platform with App Engine. Just like you all might build blueprints and ARIA automation today for your infrastructure, this gives you the ability to do the same thing, but for your applications. We've talked about Workspace ONE with digital experience. And then, of course, Intelligent Assist that I just went through. Now, just a few minutes ago, Jensen and Raghu talked about being able to give away these collector items, signed Founders Edition 4090 GPUs by both Raghu and Jensen. Jensen was a little off. There's still 4 available for you. I needed one for my gaming. So you're wondering, how do I get these? Well, first off, you're here. You're at the Gen session, so great start. Second, you need to attend 2 of the solution keynotes that you see up here. And then at 4 o'clock, come back for Chris Wolf, Kit Colbert, and me, where we're going to deep dive and demo all of these solutions that you saw today and much, much more. So do not miss it. So I just want to say thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us in Las Vegas for Explore 2023. Go out there, learn, network, do some hands-on labs, and most importantly, have fun. Now let's go to the expo!
At this time, please exit to the expo under the left and right screens. Thank you.